Today we will be discussing about how to construct a C-clasp. As you all know that C-clasp is also known as circumferential clasp. The basic indication of C-clasp is been utilized in RPD purposes because it aids in retention. So C-clasp, for the construction of the C-clasp, first and foremost, you have to cut a wire of 4 inches and roughly straighten the wire using Adam's plier. Once the rough straightening has been done, take a universal plier. Utilizing the curve end of your universal plier with the support of your index finger as well as your thumb, hold the wire in such a way that the curve end of your plier has been placed and it is moved in a forward direction until a C-shape design has been achieved. Once the C-shaped design is achieved, see it on the cast whether the C shape is approximating both the undercut, that is the mesial undercut as well as the distal undercut. You can see that the wire is touching both the mesial as well as the distal undercut. Once the mesial and the distal undercut has been touched, now take the wire from the cast. At the point of contact between the mesial as well as the undercut, hold the wire in such a way that it is at a straight line. We can see that the two ends of the mesial undercut as well as the distal undercut, it has been held and a reverse bend is been given, that is the bend is given away from the tooth surface. That is the meaning of that. Mainly it is been done because the embrasure of this has been seen that it is just placed inside the cast area. So by doing this, you will be able to achieve a close approximation from the wire from the mesial side to the distal side, engaging the whole embrasure without any space. Followed by this, what you have to do is the point of contact, the point of contact to the occlusal surface, marking has to be done. So this marking has to be done. Once the marking has been done, how you hold for your how it was placed on the cast, similarly the same way it has to be placed on the cast, and the angulation should also be hold at a same level. So you have to hold like this and a 90-degree bend is being given in a downward direction. So this will be the first, the construction of the C. Second thing is the reverse bend. The third step is to give a 90-degree bend, and this 90-degree bend will engage the occlusal embrasure or the occlusal surface of the tooth. So since this wire component has been having excess of wire, now we'll cut the excess of wire and the required quantity of wire will be kept and checked for the bend whether it has been given correctly or not. You can see that actually almost the occlusal adaptation has been done and it has the wire has engaged from the mesial surface to the distal surface, following the embrasure areas on the occlusal surface, and the occlusal adaptation is almost completed. Now the point of contact between the occlusal areas on the lingual side will be the terminal end of the occlusal embrasure. From the occlusal embrasure of there should be a downward bend has to be given. Now you have to hold the wire and at this point you have to hold the plier, where this is the, so this will be your buccal surface and this is the occlusal surface. Now we are adapting towards the palatal surface. By giving a downward bend, this goes and gets adapted on the palatal surface. Okay, so still the wire remains excess, so the excess of wire has been cut and it is placed on the tooth and rechecked whether the adaptation of the C clasp has been done correctly or not. Now you can see that the wire is passing from the mesial undercut to the distal undercut, passing in between the interproximal embrasure areas. From there it is passing towards the occlusal surface, and there is no occlusal interference as such. This can be assessed by means of passing your thumb or index finger and see whether there is any lift of the wire is present or not. Once it has been done, now the palatal adaptation comes into picture. Now so hold the wire to the point and to the same angulation what you kept on the cast. Similarly, just to give a downward bend in such a way that the whole adaptation of the wire takes place onto the palatal surface. You can see that. So after the close adaptation on the palatal surface, try giving a tag arm, and this tag arm can be given in any different shape of your like, and close the loop you have opened up on the tag arm. You can see that now you can see that the wire has been engaged from the mesial undercut to the distal undercut to the embrasure areas onto the running to the occlusal surface, passing from occlusal surface and got adapted to the palatal surface. So the qualities of C clasp should include, it should engage the mesial undercut, distal undercut, passing in between the embrasure area without any space, running onto the occlusal surface without any occlusal interferences. Now this occlusal interference means that there should not be any occlusal lift, or the lift of the component should occur when we touch the occlusal area of the component. Now you can see that even after I am passing my index finger, there is no lift. This signifies that the adaptation on the occlusal surface has been done adequately, and you can see that there is a minute amount of space has been present in between the retentive arm. A retentive arm, a small amount of space has been given mainly because it will help in the pore, like your acrylic will get, the wire gets embedded in the acrylic portion, and also it helps in better retention actually if it is placed inside the acrylic portion of the components. So you can see that from all the views, from the buccal view, the occlusal view and the palatal view. So this is the construction of a C clasp which has been done. Hope you have understood the way of construction. If any doubt is there, please you can ask us